we I took the exercise of Qigong, which is mystical and has lots of problems. The Chinese have actually banned the term and the practice um, because of Zuo and other issues that probably related to Tiananmen. Um, and Falun Gong was 10 years after Tiananmen. You had an organized Qigong riot with 10,000 people in Tiananmen Square, which created the war of the Communist Party against Qigong and particularly against Falun Gong. So I just stepping out of that by saying that this is a third level of what I call autonomic intelligence, and then putting it together with what we know about. And I want to blow this up here so we can take a look. I don't know how to get rid of this bar. Um, it should drop here any second. But um, I classify four levels of autonomic intelligence, which I define as the capacity to create health through sensory awareness of the pulsatile functions of the cardiovascular and immune systems. Okay? So sensory awareness, another word for that would be consciousness. Okay? And I'm being clever here by A with that little um, superscript UI because of AI. Get it? Okay, so it's AUI. AUI is human artificial. It's not artificial. It's autonomic. And but it's our the equivalent. I mean, AUI is to the human being what AI is to science and engineering. We'll just put it that way. Okay, so it supplies the data that's missing. So lots of people have basic autonomic intelligence, and you obtain it by cardiovascular exercise. And it's I map out in the book Autonomic Intelligence how cardiovascular exercise activates the autonomic nervous system. And by the way, the autonomic nervous system is a use or lose phenomenon. So if you sit around all the time and are not activating that autonomic system, autonomic nervous system, it's going to become enfeebled. It has to be worked. That's why exercise is so good for you. And for my money, sustained cardio exercise is going to it activates the whole system. It's not about being able to beat someone up in jujitsu or whatever, or having bigger biceps. It's really about driving that heartbeat and keeping it going and sustaining it. And I have a whole physiological explanation of what it does. Now, intermediate is what's emerged in the 60s and 70s from the New Age movement, where a bunch of hippies got a hold of very superficial information on meditation from the Far East and from the Central East, particularly from India. And then a bunch of them became scientists, and they did what I did. They took the tools of Western science and they were able to say, "Oh yeah, it has this kind of modest effect, but you know, enough to be noticed effect on calming you down and making you happier and therefore lengthening your life, but pretty modest in its claims." And then what I'm saying is that no one knows about this third level, which is this advanced level that I'm talking about, where you have high sensory communication between consciousness and the autonomic nervous system. And again, that's when you become pulsatile. You can see these three centers. You become this radiant being where you can sense these things in yourself and in others.